True independence and individuality can sometimes mean walking a path that few understand and even fewer join. Sigma females are a unique breed in the social landscape, often misunderstood and frequently underestimated. Unlike their alpha or beta counterparts, Sigma females navigate life with a distinctive blend of independence, self-sufficiency, and authenticity that sets them apart. They're not interested in following the crowd or adhering to societal expectations. Instead, they carve their own paths, guided by their internal compass and a profound sense of self-worth. This unconventional approach to life can leave them with few friends, not because they are unlikable, but because they don't fit neatly into the traditional molds of social interaction. Understanding why Sigma females have no friends involves delving into their intrinsic traits and values, which often clash with the norms and expectations of conventional social circles. This exploration reveals the complex and fascinating reality of what it means to be a beautiful, badass Sigma female in a world that often misunderstands them. And queens, I implore you to watch till the end. Number 7 is such a game changer. Number 1, feeling real in a world full of NPCs. Sigma females feel real in a world full of NPCs, non-playable characters. They navigate life like they're the main character in a video game, surrounded by people who seem to be running on autopilot, following the same routines and scripts every day. While everyone else is mindlessly going through the motions, Sigma females are fully present, making conscious choices and living authentically. They see the world differently, questioning norms and refusing to settle for mediocrity. It's like everyone else is stuck in a loop of mundane tasks, while Sigma females are off on their own unique quests, finding meaning and excitement in places others overlook. They're the ones who notice the small, beautiful details in life, while others are too busy staring at their screens or following the latest trends. Sigma females have a knack for cutting through the noise and getting to the heart of matters. They don't waste time on trivialities or social niceties that don't serve a purpose. This can be refreshing, but also a bit jarring for those who are used to more conventional interactions. It's like talking to someone who's living in high definition while you're still stuck in standard definition. Because they're not playing by the same rules, Sigma females often find themselves feeling a bit out of place in typical social settings. They don't care about keeping up with the Joneses or fitting into predefined roles. Instead, they're busy creating their own paths, driven by their passions and values. This can make them seem like rebels or outsiders, but it's really just a testament to their courage and individuality. Living authentically in a world full of NPCs means Sigma females aren't afraid to stand out. They embrace their uniqueness and aren't concerned with blending in. This makes them incredibly interesting and inspiring to those who take the time to get to know them. They remind us that it's okay to be different, to question the status quo, and to live life fully awake and engaged. Number 2. Sigma females don't care about what anyone thinks about them. Sigma females couldn't care less about what anyone thinks of them. They're the epitome of you do you, and I'll do me. If there's a social script, they've thrown it out the window and are busy writing their own. While others are busy worrying about fitting in or what the neighbors might say, Sigma females are off doing their own thing, completely unfazed. It's not that they're rebellious for the sake of it, they just genuinely don't see the point in conforming to other people's expectations. Imagine the freedom that comes with not giving a hoot about judgmental stares or gossip. Sigma females live in that space 24/7. Someone doesn't like their hairstyle? Tough luck. Think their career choices are odd? Not their problem. They're like the honey badgers of the human world, completely indifferent to outside opinions. This level of self-assuredness can be both liberating and frankly intimidating to others. This trait often leads to some pretty hilarious situations. While others are sweating bullets over whether their outfit is Instagram-worthy, Sigma females are rocking whatever they feel comfortable in, possibly pairing it with mismatched socks, just because they can. They laugh at the idea of keeping up with the Joneses, mainly because they've never bothered to meet the Joneses in the first place. Their ability to disregard what others think can also make social interactions interesting, to say the least. They'll speak their mind without sugarcoating, often leading to moments where everyone else is cringing, but the Sigma female is blissfully unaware or completely unbothered. Someone's offended by their honesty? Oh well, that's a them problem. This attitude can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it frees Sigma females from the constant pressure to conform, allowing them to live authentically and true to themselves. On the other hand, it can alienate them from people who are used to a more conventional approach to social niceties. But for Sigma females, this trade-off is worth it. They'd rather be true to themselves and misunderstood by many than fake and accepted by everyone. Number 3. Sigma females don't have FOMO. Sigma females are not afraid of missing out. While everyone else is scrambling to be part of every event, trend, or social gathering, Sigma females are completely unfazed by the idea of not being included. They don't get swept up in the frenzy of FOMO, fear of missing out, that seems to dominate social media and modern life. Instead, they're perfectly content doing their own thing, whether that means staying home with a good book or pursuing a personal project. This confidence in their own choices stems from a deep understanding of what genuinely brings them joy and fulfillment. They don't feel the need to chase after every opportunity just because everyone else is. They know that real satisfaction comes from within, not from being seen at the right places or hanging out with the right people. This mindset allows them to focus on what truly matters to them, without the distraction of trying to keep up with others. Sigma females often find the pressure to be constantly social and involved in everything to be exhausting and unnecessary. They understand that just because something is popular doesn't mean it's valuable or worthwhile. They have a knack for distinguishing between what's genuinely interesting to them and what's just hype. This discernment helps them avoid the stress and burnout that can come from overcommitting to social activities. Their comfort with missing out also means they don't feel the need to validate their experiences through social media or seek approval from others. They're not interested in curating a perfect online persona. They'd rather live authentically and enjoy their moments fully, even if those moments are spent in solitude. This detachment from the need for external validation is liberating and allows them to stay true to themselves. While others might panic at the thought of missing out on a party or event, Sigma females see it as an opportunity to do something that's more aligned with their interests and values. They're not swayed by peer pressure or the fear of exclusion. This independence can be baffling to those who live for social interaction, but it's a key part of what makes Sigma females so unique and self-assured. Number 4. Sigma female can see through people's bullshit. Piercing perception. Sigma females have an almost supernatural ability to see through people. It's like they have X-ray vision for bullshit. They can spot insincerity and hidden agendas from a mile away, which can be both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, it means they don't get easily fooled or taken advantage of. On the other hand, it makes dealing with people exhausting because they can't turn off this mental lie detector. This ability to see through the facades others put up means they often catch on to things that others miss. Someone's trying to butter them up with fake compliments? Nice try. But the Sigma female saw through it before you even opened your mouth. That so-called friend who's only around when they need something spotted them a long time ago. It's almost like being the human equivalent of a sniffing dog at the airport, except instead of finding contraband, they're detecting insincerity and ulterior motives. This skill doesn't exactly make them the life of the party. In fact, it can be quite isolating. When you're always seeing the true intentions behind people's actions, it's hard to relax and enjoy superficial interactions. While others are mingling and having fun, Sigma females are busy analyzing and deciphering everyone's real motives. This constant state of awareness can be mentally exhausting, and it's no wonder they often prefer solitude. Moreover, their ability to see through people can make others uncomfortable. Nobody likes feeling like they're an open book being read cover to cover without their consent. People can sense when they're being scrutinized, and it makes them uneasy. This discomfort often leads to avoidance. It's not that Sigma females are trying to be intimidating, they just can't help but see things as they are. Number 5. Friends are more work than they are worth. Friends are a burden. Sigma females often feel that friends are more work than they're worth. It's not that they don't appreciate companionship, It's just that the effort required to maintain friendships often outweighs the benefits. They value their time and energy, and they're not willing to expend it on relationships that feel obligatory or draining. Friendships can come with a lot of maintenance. There are the constant check-ins, social gatherings, and emotional support that are expected. For Sigma females, this can feel overwhelming and unnecessary. They don't want to be tied down by the social obligations that come with maintaining a wide circle of friends. They prefer simplicity and independence over the complexities of managing multiple relationships. When Sigma females do engage in friendships, they seek depth and authenticity. They want relationships that are easy and natural, without the constant need for upkeep. This can be hard to find, which is why they often end up with a few close friends who truly understand and respect their need for space and independence. For Sigma females, the cost-benefit analysis of friendship often doesn't add up. The emotional labor involved can feel like more trouble than it's worth, especially when they're already satisfied with their own company. They don't want to deal with the drama, expectations, and potential disappointments that come with having a lot of friends. Number 6. They are highly selective. Sigma females are selective. They don't just let anyone into their inner circle, and they're picky about who they spend their time with. This selectiveness isn't about being snobbish or elitist. It's about valuing their own time and energy. Sigma females have a keen sense of what they need in a friendship, and they won't settle for less. They look for quality over quantity in their relationships. While others might collect acquaintances like social currency, Sigma females focus on building a few deep, meaningful connections. They're not interested in superficial interactions or maintaining friendships that don't bring genuine value to their lives. If someone isn't a good fit, they won't waste time trying to force a connection. This selectiveness extends to all areas of their social life. Sigma females are discerning about who they trust and confide in. They want friends who understand them, share similar values, and can engage in the kind of deep, thoughtful conversations they crave. Small talk and shallow interactions hold little appeal for them. Their high standards mean that they often have fewer friends, but those they do have are true, loyal, and supportive. Sigma females would rather have a tight-knit group of reliable friends than a large circle of casual acquaintances. They invest heavily in the relationships that matter to them, but only if those relationships are mutually fulfilling. Being selective also means Sigma females aren't afraid to walk away from relationships that aren't working. They won't stick around in toxic or draining friendships out of a sense of obligation or fear of being alone. They're comfortable with solitude and would rather be on their own than in bad company. This decisiveness can be off-putting to some, but it's a crucial part of their self-preservation. This approach can sometimes be misinterpreted. People might see Sigma females as distant or unapproachable, but it's really just a reflection of their high standards and deep sense of self-worth. They know what they want and need in their relationships, and they're not willing to compromise on that. This means they're not swayed by peer pressure or societal expectations about who they should be friends with. At number 7, Sigma. Females don't need to prove their worth to anyone. Sigma females don't need to prove their worth to anybody. They are fully aware of their value and don't feel the need to seek validation from others. While many people might spend their time trying to impress friends, family, or colleagues, Sigma females are busy living life on their own terms. They know who they are and what they bring to the table, and they're not about to waste energy convincing others of it. This strong sense of self-worth means they're not caught up in the usual social games. They don't feel the need to boast about their accomplishments or downplay their successes to make others feel comfortable. If they achieve something great, they're proud of it, but they don't need to broadcast it for applause. Conversely, they don't hide their struggles or failures because they're not concerned with maintaining a perfect image. Sigma females are their own harshest critics and biggest supporters. They set their own standards and goals, and they hold themselves accountable. This internal compass means they're driven by personal satisfaction rather than external approval. They pursue what matters to them and find fulfillment in their own achievements, not in how those achievements are perceived by others. This independence from external validation can make them seem aloof or unapproachable, but it's really just a sign of their confidence. They don't need constant feedback or encouragement because they've built a solid foundation of self-assurance. They trust their instincts and make decisions based on their own values and beliefs, not on what they think will win them popularity or praise. Their refusal to seek validation from others also means they're not easily swayed by criticism. They can take constructive feedback in stride, but they don't let negative opinions define them. They're confident in their path and choices, and they know that not everyone will understand or appreciate them, and that's perfectly fine with them. Ultimately, Sigma females live by their own standards and don't waste time trying to prove their worth. They're secure in who they are and what they stand for, and they navigate life with a quiet confidence that comes from within. Thanks for watching, Queens. See you in our next video. Bye for now, and God bless, and let me add a lovely weekend to you all.